Today I'm running pure Arch Linux on an Android phone without root access, turning this device into a fully capable Linux workstation. This isn't about fancy wallpapers or desktop animations. This is about real Linux power. Development tools, package management, networking, servers, and everything you'd normally expect on a desktop machine. We'll explore how Arch behaves directly on a phone, how the command line gives you far more control than any GUI, and why this setup is actually more practical for real engineering work. If you want to see what a phone can truly do with Linux, this is the video. So here's a quick walkthrough of how this setup runs. I've already installed Git inside Arch, and right now I'm cloning one of my own repositories, the one where I wrote a script to run Debian on Android 16. And as you can see, Git cloning works without any issues. Next, let's talk about installing packages. On Arch, you use Pacman, just like you would on a normal desktop. For example, here I'm installing Python. Once it's installed, I'll start a local Python server and we'll see how this setup handles it. And there you go. The server runs and everything shows up correctly in the browser. So yes, you can host a local server on your phone using Arch Linux, and it behaves exactly the way you expect it to. Just like Python, you can install the C compiler and pretty much any other tools you need. Arch on a phone still gives you the freedom of a full desktop Arch system. And because people always ask, yes, I tried installing desktop environment. LXDE worked with a few crashes, and XFCE almost worked but struggled with the VNC setup. I'll try to stabilize these desktop environment later and make a separate video about that. For now, let's stick to the command line and talk about how you can install this setup on your own phone. The only requirement is an app called Termux. Simply install it from your preferred source. Once Termux is installed, open it. The first thing we need to do is update the repositories, so type pkg update and press enter. If Termux asks for confirmation, just press Y and let it finish. Once everything is updated, we need to install proot-distro. Just type pkg install proot-distro and press enter. Again, press Y to confirm and give it a moment to install. Now that proot-distro is ready, we can use it to install Arch Linux. Type proot-distro install Arch Linux and press enter. This starts the installation process. It takes a little time because it downloads the root file system, extracts it, and sets up Arch ARM for your phone. Once Arch installs successfully, you'll see instructions on how to log in. To enter Arch, simply type proot-distro login Arch Linux. When you log in for the first time, make sure to update Pacman so everything stays fresh. And remember, every time you open Termux, you'll need to run the same login command to enter Arch. But here's a small tip. You can create a tiny script and add it to your bashrc file, so Termux automatically logs into Arch every time you open it. Makes the workflow much smoother. And that wraps up this walkthrough of Arch Linux running directly on an Android phone. If this video helped you understand what's possible on mobile hardware, make sure to like the video and share it with anyone who loves Linux experimentation. I have more Linux on Android projects coming soon, including a full GUI setup once everything is stable enough to use every day. So if you're interested in turning your phone into a real Linux machine, definitely check out my other videos and subscribe for the upcoming tutorials. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.